the EV hat. What's up, fellow Wolfpack members? Tom Wolf here. Go subscribe to this guy, B Wolf the Wolf. This guy uploads every day. He loves and cares about you. He's always gonna make a video, and he'll always play a horror game just for you guys. Yeah, he plays some awesome games. But anyways, let's get to my 2000 through 2004 in this episode, and then 2005 through 2009 in my next episode. So, what the general public usually agreed on this is gonna be Diablo 2 as game of the year. Never played these online computer games. It's like one of those like Conquer games where you build like a fort or like a castle or whatever, and you just gotta protect it, build an army and all that stuff. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about those games, but that's just me. And now let's get to my list for 2000. So basically from 2000 to 2005, this is actually my favorite year of like video gaming of all time. Like this is the golden year for Tom Wolf. People say the 90s are, and I could see their reason, but this is just mine. 2000 to 2005, killer throughout the whole thing. Killer. Alright, so I got 3 honorable mentions, 3 runner-ups, and yeah, that. So, B-Wolf's favorite Crash game, Crash Bash, where it's basically like a Mario Party where you can play as Dingodile, Tiny, and like Crash, Coco, Neo Cortex, and Brio, all that shit. This is like in a party game, and it's really fun, but people hate it. I could see why, but I personally love that game. Right, Yazzie? Crash Bash! Yeah, Crash Bash. Alright, and now a game I grew up with this girl that I had a crush with in school. We used to play this together, like back in the day. This game was awesome. It's called 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, I think it's called. And Frankie Muniz does voice the puppy in this game, and I had a blast playing this at her house. It was fun. I had like a little crush in kindergarten, but she was only my friend for like 2 days, and we had fun though. And then I never saw her after that. But that game means a lot to me because of that. It was some fun times. And then my last honorable mention is Spider-Man for the PS1. This game was awesome. Tobey Maguire voiced for these games too, so that was cool. And yeah, now to get to my 3 runner-ups. My 3rd runner-up is Mario Party 3. Probably my 2nd favorite Mario Party of all time. Very fun. I like 3 a lot. I think it improved from 2 a lot. 3's really good. The music of the boards, everything was great with that game, Mario Party 3. And then my 2nd runner-up is a game I played with my dad a lot on the computer, and it's called Risk 2, where you try to conquer the world, basically. And it's good to get like certain continents and all that stuff. It's just fun. I love war. I mean Risk. Risk 2's a fun game. And then my number 1 runner-up was WWF No Mercy. I'm only going to show a picture and not get a copyright for that because WWF is very stingy on that stuff for whatever reason, but I grew up with it. Cactus Jack was cool, Jeff Hardy, the Dudley Boys, all that shit. That was fun stuff. And now my number 1 for this year is Fox McCloud's 2nd favorite game of all time, and that's Paper Mario. One of my favorite RPGs I ever finished in my life. Definitely a top 3. It's a top 3 for sure. But nothing's gonna beat 2 of them. But Paper Mario is probably my 3rd favorite. I love Paper Mario 1. Very memorable. And it's all about that Shooting Star Summit for me. Love that song. Good stuff. Love the art style. Definitely recommend it. And I think you can play it on the Nintendo Switch Online service. So there you go. And now let's get to 2001. For 2001, what the critics and everyone else agrees with is these 3 right here, 2 runner-ups and the winner. So one of them is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, which was very revolutionary compared to the first. They added the manual, I think that's all they added actually, was the manual, and just like better stage designs and stuff. It was really fun. And always the soundtrack in Tony Hawk games, always phenomenal. And then there was Grand Theft Auto 3. That was a game changer for everything. If you see how the first 2 Grand Theft Autos look compared to 3, it like totally revolutionized. It's like, whoa, how did these first 2 turn into 3? 3 is by far the best. And it made like a whole series out of it. Obviously, 3 is what made it huge, that game. And then the number 1 game of 2001 is Halo Combat Evolved. I feel like High Five Ghost's happy with that. I don't know. And me personally, I don't know. Halo is just a game to me, but it's not bad. It's just, I don't know if I would pick it. No, I definitely wouldn't. That's just not me. But Halo Combat Evolved, it was a new thing back in the day. Pretty cool. But let's get to my 2001 list of all time. I was crazy in 2001. I got a lot of honorable mentions. A lot. And none of them are even picked on this. Yeah, all my 2001s are different from the 3 games I just said. So let's get started. There's a lot. Yeah, like I said, this is my golden year of gaming right here. So my first honorable mention is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for PS1. Oh man, I really wish I could play this for my channel. Like, I don't know, this game was awesome. This game scared the crap out of me with giant trolls chasing you and the spells you do, and it was just fun to explore Hogwarts. That was a memorable game. I love it. And then my second honorable mention is Dead or Alive 3, because Dead or Alive is awesome. I like the reversal techniques you can do in that game, where if someone tries to hit your head, you can counter, all that stuff. And of course the sexy girls, because why not? And then we got Luigi's Mansion, the first one. A lot darker than the other ones that came in this series, and I prefer that. And it's very like repetitive and shit. That's why it's not like a runner-up or anything, but it deserves credit. I think it's a great game still. I really like it. And then I got Shenmue 2. That's a really great game too. The thing is, they screwed it over with Shenmue 3. Because the first 2 games are really good. Like, they're really good. But they screwed up with 3 where it doesn't amount to anything. Because Shenmue 2 ends on a cliffhanger, and then they screwed up the series. So it's not even a runner-up anymore. It just sucks. And then we got Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. Very similar to the PS1 Spider-Man game, so got really nothing else to say about that one. It's basically the same exact game, just a different villain. And then we got Silent Hill 2. This game is very, very different from any other PS2 game to me. It looks like an HD game, like with like the cutscenes and stuff. It's a very creepy game. They nailed the atmosphere really good in that game. Yes, there's a lot of smoke, it's boring, whatever, but the story of this game is probably like one of the best stories I've ever seen in a video game. I'm not gonna lie. It's a masterpiece in a story. That's why I really like it. I think you should play it once. It's a very innovative story for sure. And then Max Payne. That's a very depressing game. Very intense New York cop story going on. Family murders and shit. But it was good. I like Max Payne a lot. It was fun. And now let's get to my 3 runner-ups. My third one is Sonic Adventure 2. The music in this game is diverse throughout the whole game. We got rap, jazz, techno, like hip-hop, rave, all this stuff, like all in one game. I love the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack so much. The Sonic and Shadow stages are fun. The Rouge and Knuckles stages are okay. And then Tails and Eggman, let's not talk about, but overall, it's a very fun game. Very fun, I recommend that one. My second runner-up is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Best experiences I ever had in my life with my brothers, friends, all that stuff. At school, close friends, all that shit. Good disrespect moments, but it's probably my third least favorite Smash game, but it's still good. It's hard to explain. It's a broken piece of shit game, but it's fun to play still. That's all I can say. And then my number 1 runner-up is Parappa the Rapper 2, because I love every song in this game. There's something really cheesy and fun about it, where you can add like your own rhythm and beat to it, and I just love it. But that's a Tom pick. I like that game. And of course, my number 1 for 2001 is a fighting game, and it's Tekken 4. Tekken 4 is amazing. This game actually looks like a PS3 game to me, so, and I don't know, it's a beautifully made game. They added a lot of different combos and moves compared to 3, and it's a lot more balanced than 3, and I really love 4. Tekken 4 is definitely one of my favorite fighting games of all time. Probably a top 3, no matter what. It's just very good shit. Anyways, let's get to number 2002. Number 2002. Let's go to 2002. Alright, here we go with the 2002. Alright, so the runner-up for the general public, which I'm surprised it's not number 1, is GTA Vice City. People love Grand Theft Auto, so after 3, Grand Theft Auto, like the Grand Theft Auto series are all gonna try and be like the number 1 spot of the year. It usually is from when I research. Usually they try to win it all, so we'll see. But Vice City didn't win this year, so according to a lot of reviewers and stuff. I can't believe what won this year. I hate what won, because I just don't think it deserves it. And that game is Battlefield 1942. Who the fuck talks about this game? Like, I could accept GTA, I could accept Halo, I could accept Call of Duty, but Battlefield 1942, like, I hear of, like, these Battlefields that people play nowadays, and I could get that too. But who the heck talks about this specific one? Battlefield 1942. This is like the only pick I can accept. Like, this is like absolute garbage pick to me. Because when people play Battlefield, they play online with people and all that stuff. And back then, in the early 2000s, you don't really hear online stuff. The only thing I heard online back then, during this age, was like Sega Dreamcast, where you could play Phantasy Star Online. But that's all I heard. I never heard the PS2 any online stuff. And if it was, it's very rare to me. So this is a garbage pick to me. Because that's the only way this game would be, like, considered good to me. Because it's just a Call of Duty or Halo game, so imagine if you can't play those games online. It's like, you're gonna say that's game of the fucking year? I don't know, that one's strong on my opinion. It's like, I really don't fucking agree with that. Now let's get the Tom Wolf's 2002. That one just blows my mind is all. So my honorable mentions, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 6 honorable mentions, 3 runner-ups, yeah. This is the golden year, I say. I'm going to talk the most during these. So one of the honorable mentions is Mario Party 4. Not as good as 3, but still a very damn good game. And every Mario Party from 1 to 6, they're all just like, you already know what the fucking expect. Here's a new board, here's some new mini games, get the fucking stars. That's it. Mario Party 4, great game. And then next is Rocket Power Beach Bandits. I truly love Rocket Power as a cartoon show. Tried to watch it as much as I could back then. I always tried to be like Twister or Otto Rocket a lot. And yeah, I just love that show. And the game, not too bad. It's not too shabby. It's a good like Tony Hawk sort of ripoff in a way. And you could also platform and adventure and stuff in that game. It's a fun one. I like Rocket Power Beach Bandits a lot. And then we got a Spider-Man game for the PS2. It's based off the first movie. That's a great movie. The one where he faces Green Goblin and stuff. That's a very memorable game for me as well. I thought the graphics back then were phenomenal, but now looking back, it's just mediocre. But you know, good shit. It's still a good game. All right, and then the next is Alien Homind or Hammond. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I played this game on Newgrounds, and I truly love it. I played the first stage level like a million times. Like, realistically, like, probably 10, 12 times, like, in a row. I just love this game, Alien Homind. And I just had to put as an honorable mention just because it means a lot to me, that game. It's just good memories. And then I picked Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, because the soundtrack really sticks with me. It really feels like I'm, like, part of, like, the show. Like, I'm playing the show when I play that game. It's not that great of a game, but there's something that sticks with me at that game. I think they did a lot of elements good with that, so I wanted to include it as an honorable mention. And then Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets. This was the first PS2 game I have ever had, and oh man, I don't know, this game blew my mind graphically. It was awesome. I love Chamber of Secrets. Definitely my favorite Harry Potter game. And it has to be for PS2 or GameCube. It can't be for PS1. There's a PS1 version of this game as well, and it's a lot different than the PS2 version. It's kind of like Sonic Unleashed for PS3 compared to the Wii. They're totally different games in how you play them, but it's like the same game. It's really weird. It's one of those instances. Alright, and then my 3 runner-ups is, the third is Aggressive Inline. It's basically Tony Hawk, but it's on roller skates, and it's really fun. I fucking love that game. That's like one of the most underrated games of all time. No one ever talks about it. Should be talked about. Roller skating is badass, okay? Just have to say that. My number 2 runner-up is Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I like this game a lot because it follows the show very closely in story mode. Very fun. Highly recommend this to anyone who's a Dragon Ball Z fan. This is a must play. I think it's a must play for a Dragon Ball Z fan. You gotta play it once for sure. And then my number 1 runner-up surprisingly didn't win because obvious reasons. But my number 1 runner-up for this was Sly Cooper 1. Basically Crash Bandicoot, but you have like a weapon, and they have a lot more fair time trials in this, and the personality of the character is really cool and all that stuff. I think overall I like Crash more now, but Sly Cooper 1 is like, I think they're about tied. Sly Cooper and Crash should just team up one day, that'd be awesome. Sly Bandicoot, let's go boys. And then my number 1 is so fucking obvious. Everyone and their mother should know this, but my number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 1 just blows my mind on all levels to this day, and just everything about it I love. I love Kingdom Hearts, I love the style, everything. The cutscenes really speak to me, just, it was, and honestly I think it's the first RPG I found out where it's not like turn-based, and that's one of the main things I like about it too. Like, I don't have to wait my turn to kill you. It's like, no, you can just experience after you kill me. That's awesome. And then I loved Disney back then, and I still do. And yeah, I mean, Kingdom Hearts, great crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. I freaking love it. Anyways, let's get to 2003. Alright, let's get to 2003. So I'm gonna go all the way to 2005 on this video, because this is Tom Wolfe's golden age of gaming, and then the next video is not gonna be so as much, and it's like, what the hell happened? So this is gonna be a very extra long, juicy, extra scrumptious ribeye, succulent steak of a episode. So let's do it. But 2003, the winners, oh my god, what the people thought. It's like, no. I thought Battlefield 1942 was bad. It's not as bad, but it's like, come on. The games I'm naming are so much better. Because I said so. I don't know, because I see gameplay of these games of the years, I'm like, no fucking way, bro. Alright, so this is why I'm saying this. So a runner-up. This is a fucking runner-up for this year. For 2003, we have Madden NFL 2004. A fucking Madden game. Are you kidding me? Most of these games are exactly the same. And once one of these sports games got caught that it was the same exact game with a different title, it's like, this is like on the path of game of the year. Like, you could like it, but you're gonna say this is game of the year, or even has a chance to. That's just, as a casual / hardcore gamer, like B-Wolf says, it's like, I can't accept it. Madden NFL 2004 is the first runner-up for this year. For 2003, that is stupid. And then number 1, I'm just not a fan of this series at all, or it just doesn't look that great of a game. It's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the PS2, I think, or Xbox, I forget, but it just doesn't look interesting. It's like, what? So let's get to the real list right now. Tom, yeah, let's get to the real list. Let's go, boys. So right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 honorable mentions, 3 runner-ups. So I'm gonna say 11 games right now that are gonna beat these two, like easily, I think. So one of my honorable mentions is Soul Calibur 2. And this is really cool about Soul Calibur. And this is only an honorable mention, and it kicks both these games' asses. I'm not going to talk about them anymore. I just can't believe these two got picked for games of the year. I'm just like, no fucking way. I'm sorry. Alright, so Soul Calibur 2. We got, there's 3 different versions of this game. So we got a PS2, a GameCube, and an Xbox. Each of these versions, it has like 3 special guest characters. PS2 has Hahachi from Tekken. Xbox, you have this guy named Spawn. He's like some anti-hero. And then for GameCube, you could play as Link. I mean, Soul Calibur 2, it offers a lot, and it's a very solid fighting game. It looks very good. This is the second favorite in the series for me. It might even be first, honestly. It's 2 or 3. Those 2 are so good. 2 or 3. So phenomenal as a fighting game. Alright, now to get to Mario Party 5, I don't have to say anything. I already said it. 1 through 6, they're all fucking great. It don't fucking matter. You could pick either one. You're gonna have a good party. Any of the 6. Let's fucking go. Okay, now let's get to Quidditch World Cup. It's like a sports game on broomsticks, and it's very fun. I really like this game. It's a good childhood classic. Like Quidditch World Cup from Harry Potter. I really like it. You could be like different teams from like Bulgaria, Germany, France, do these crazy special moves, fun shit. I gotta say that right now. And then the next game I played for my channel, Grab by the Ghoulies. This is actually my first or second favorite rare game of all time. It's either this or Banjo-Kazooie, but I actually think this is my favorite rare game of all time. I really like Grab by... Oh wait, actually GoldenEye. That's tough. I really like Grab by the Ghoulies. I'm gonna say this is a top 3 for me right now. Like, it's like an action adventure beat 'em up sort of game, and I just love it. It's very repetitive and stuff, but I just like the background, the atmosphere, the jokes. It's good. This is the only good game Microsoft made for me, and Halo's not too bad, and another series, Gears of War, wasn't too bad, but that's really it. That's really it. But let me go on to the next honorable mention. It's WarioWare Inc. for the GameCube for me. I like this game. It's just like a collection of mini games and stuff that you try to do and stuff, and it's very random, very weird, but it works, and I like that. It's just fun. I highly recommend this if you want to find a good casual game. WarioWare Inc. is great. Fun stuff. And then one of my favorites is Lord of the Rings Return of the King. This is just a fun conquer / action adventure game. It's very fun. It's very fun co-op, this game. I really like it. Played this a lot with my friends back then. Solid game. And I was a big Lord of the Rings fan back in the day. I really liked it. And it's ironic because I don't like Middle-earth shit at all, but this game really spoke to me back in the day. I don't like it too much anymore, but I could go back and play this game. I just visualize it. It's fun. And then we got iToy Play, where like you're in front of a camera like this, and you just do this, you like hit some ninjas out of the way, or watch some windows, and that shit's fun. Or like, yeah, it's just good stuff. I remember that. And now we're on to my 3 runner-ups. My third one is Simpsons Hit and Run. This was a very fun, like Simpsons road rage / GTA sort of game. Simpsons theme. Good music, fun to explore. Like the funnest thing in this game is like to get all the collectibles and to see all the references throughout Simpsons history and stuff. It's just really fun. This is a nicely made game. I really like it. Get the costumes. Good shit. I played this on PC a lot, surprisingly, back in the day, a lot. My number 2 runner-up is Tony Hawk Underground. This is where they introduce where you can get off your board. You can be like 50 feet in the air and then just like hold your board and like run away. I love that you could like climb stuff, and they introduced this mechanic. The Underground series is so good. It's so good. I wish they remade this again. Oh, I really do. This was top-notch Tony Hawk shit. This is top-notch skateboard stuff. I love it. And then my number 1 runner-up is Sonic Heroes. I love it. I like Sonic Heroes a lot. It's a bit repetitive, and I don't like doing other teams, so you can play as 4 teams in this game, and I don't like doing certain teams challenges, but overall, it's very fun. I love Sonic Heroes overall. It's just, and the music's great. There's something about it. It's cool. I like it more than the classic Sonics. That's just me though. No one's gonna really agree with this statement. It's just, that's why it's interesting. I'm the minority sometimes, and sometimes I agree with the majority. That's why I'm tough. Alright, and my number 1, which probably no one's gonna agree with as well, but this game's great. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. I don't even like golfing in real life. I like mini golfing, that's pretty fun sometimes, but Toadstool Tour? If someone asked me like, yo, wanna go golfing and hit some balls? I'm like, nah, I just wanna play some Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. It's fun. It's more fun for me. I think it's great. This game is amazing. It feels really fun to play this game. I could always go back to this game. It was number 11 on my top best games of all time. I'm not sure if it still is, but it's definitely a top 20 still, no matter what. Like, I truly love this game. And now let's get to 2004. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2004. Let's go, boys and girls. And let's get to what people thought were 2 runner-ups and the winner. And the second runner-up was Burnout 3. Burnout 3 is like a game where you like crash cars and you get points and all that stuff, and it just looks like a racing game to me, but slightly better. But I don't really care overall, just kind of there. It's like, okay. And then the first runner-up was Half-Life 2. So I thought this would actually win. I heard a lot about this game, it just never interested me, and nor will it ever will, but whatever, people love it. Half-Life 2, this looks like another first-person shooter game to me, but sure there's a deep story I don't know about, but that's besides the point, okay? And number one, like I said, this Grand Theft Auto phase is gonna sweep over a lot of winnings because this won 2004 GTA San Andreas. This is the one with CJ, funny SpongeBob memes came out of this, and it's a good game. I actually beat it back in the day, this game, but it's just another GTA game. I already know what to expect. But yeah, I mean, these usually win Game of the Year with most people. And now let's get to the truths, the top ones. So for this one, I got 6 honorable mentions and 3 runner-ups. And this might be my favorite year for the 2000s. I think it is. So my first honorable mention is Paper Mario, my bad. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. This is a very good RPG. Not as good as the first in my opinion, but it's definitely a great sequel from the first for sure. I know Fox is not gonna agree, but it's okay. This is still a great game, and I want to actually go back and play it for sure. It's good shit. And then the next is NFL Street 2, because in this game you could like jump off walls and do all the crazy shit and that you can't normally do in football, so I really like it for that. And then we got my boy Mario Party 6, like I said, the first 6 games, can't go wrong, have a fucking party, have fun with your friends and stars and chance times and all that shit. And then we go to iToy Play 2, just more mini games from the first game I was talking about. And I actually like this one more than the first. iToy Play 2 actually improved from the first, so I really like it for that too. And then we got the SpongeBob movie game. This game was awesome. And my friend Fox McCloud said I should try Battle for Bikini Bottom because I might actually like it more or whatever. Like I should play it because it's very similar to the movie game, and I want to play that one day too now. But the movie game I have a lot of fond memories with. There's like a few bullshit challenges, but overall I really love this game. Very fun. And then I got my boy Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. This is by far the best Metal Gear game ever made. And I truly love this game. This game's really good. Really good, and actually makes sense for once, the story. Usually the stories don't make sense in Metal Gear games at all. It's always fucking confusing. That's why it's hard for me to get into the series. But 3 is really straightforward in like what it tells the players, like what's going on. I love it. Very strong. It's a very strong game. And my 3 runner-ups are Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I love Dragon Ball Z. Best Dragon Ball Z game ever made. It's right here. It's either this or Raging Blast 2, the ones I play with my brothers. But I think this one's my favorite, Budokai 3. It's just very memorable, and I love it. Musically, it's awesome. And it's Dragon Ball Z. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, play this game right now. Too good. And then my second runner-up is Def Jam Fight for New York. Man, I don't even know what to say about this game. It's a legendary game. Legendary. It's very similar to like wrestling games like WWF No Mercy for N64, but it's just so much better. You can just like bash your brains in with pipes and bricks, and you hear like these heavy hitting sound effects, and the main villain Snoop Dogg. I mean, enough said. It's over. And then my number 1 runner-up is Tony Hawk Underground 2. This is Underground on steroids, where they added even more to the mix, where they added flip tricks and just like more crazy shit happening in the environments. And this is the best skateboard game, exclamation point. This is the best skateboard game, exclamation point. Everyone has to play this game once, at least once. This game is too good mechanically. If you love skateboarding, you have to play this game. And then number 1 for 2004 is my boy Tekken 5. Tekken 5 is basically Tekken 4, but they added more moves, more game modes, and all that stuff. And not only that, we can also play Tekken 1, 2, and 3 on this game as well. This game is freaking incredible. Tekken 5 is a must play for any fighting game. man. If you're a fan of Tekken, that is. Like, this is just insane. You get 4 games in one. 4 fucking games in one. Besides, I just wish they added Tekken 4 in this game. This would have been amazing. We got 1, 2, and 3 already on 5. That's amazing. This is such an amazing game, Tekken 5. I can't stress that enough. Anyways, let's get to 2005 and end this episode, and then we'll get to the later years, and I'll talk about that. Let's get to 2005. Okay, let's get to the Game Informer, reviewer, GameSpot, the general public of what they think was 2005, and actually I agree with a lot of this for once. About freaking time. Ever since 1998, I haven't agreed with fucking anything, so that's kind of bad. So I agreed with them like in the early 90s, but man, about time. So 2005, I finally agree with the general public. So one of the runner-ups is Shadow of the Colossus. It's a good game. I never played it. Like, you climb up giant monsters and stab them in weak points, and then they eventually fall and get destroyed. It looks like a cool game for PS2 personally. It's like, okay, but the other 2 runner-ups I agree with. Like, good game. So the first runner-up is God of War 1. This game really was like something new back then. There was some brutal death in this game. It's like Mortal Kombat, but it's like an action-adventure game. It's really cool. I like it. It's a fun game. It's very good. It blew my mind at first for sure. I like it. God of War 1's a memorable one. And then number 1 is my boy, Resident Evil 4. I'm so glad it won. Because I thought God of War won, but the more I researched it seemed like Resident Evil 4 took it. But it's either God of War 1 or Resident Evil 4. It's one or the other. And either one, I could agree with. It's like, okay, yeah, those are solid games. I can't argue. But when I went, but if you go back to the 4 years I went right now, with 2004 to 2001, and yeah, in 2000, it's like, no fucking way. I just don't agree. Now let's get to the true list. The Tom Wolf list for 2005. Alright, we got 5 honorable mentions and 3 runners-up. Let's go! And one of the honorable mentions is The Warriors. Me and my brothers, my dad, cousins, all that stuff, we were obsessed with watching The Warriors back then. We quoted the movie a bunch of times and all that shit. Like, I'm sick of waiting for trains and just saying shit like that. I love it. And yeah, it's a very fun beat-em-up action-adventure game. I think Fox McCloud should play this one day, for sure. This is a good one. This is a really good one. The Warriors, made by Rockstar Games. I really like it. I could definitely play it again. This is one that no one's gonna agree with me, but I picked Shadow the Hedgehog. I thought it was a very ambitious game. And yes, it's not perfect, but I thought it was very interesting, the experience I had with it. Not replayable either, by the way. But I had fun with it. I really did. And I actually like the final boss in it too. Not bad. My boy Shadow. Let's go, boys. And then the next one I picked is Guitar Hero 1. Another game that everyone's going to overlook and be like, the mechanics aren't as good or whatever. But this is the one I first played and I'm the most nostalgic for it. So I'm going to pick the first one. Because when I first got that first Guitar Hero guitar, and I got it day 1, and I pre-ordered it and all that stuff, it felt so new back then. And the first song you play in that game is I Love Rock and Roll, and my mom heard it, and then she got on the guitar and played. She's like, I gotta play this is from my childhood. And it was just like a lot of fun. And then my dad heard like a Ramones song, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun moments with Guitar Hero 1, so it can't really be replaced for me. Besides maybe another one in the future, I won't spoil it. And then we got Dead or Alive 4. Dead or Alive 4 is just basically 3 but better. More fun backgrounds, cars could run you over, you could drown. Like, there's a lot of cool environments in Dead or Alive 4. I really want to play it again one day, but yeah. And then we got Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry 3 is a very fun hacking slash game. Kind of like God of War, but it's more fast-paced and shit. And I like it. It's less brutal too, and it's just a fun arcade hacking slash. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And the character's badass too. He reminds me of Leon, so there you go. Cool shit. And now we got my 3 runner-ups, and number 3 is gonna be Super Mario Strikers. It's a soccer game, but it's like brutal and intense, and everyone's going crazy on the field, and you do like crazy super power-up moves that give you 2 points for some reason, and then there's fucking chain chomps around, and Bowser comes once in a while. It's a fun game. I love Mario Strikers. And then my second runner-up is Soul Calibur 3. So mechanically, I like Soul Calibur 3 more than 2, but 2 has cooler characters, so it's hard for me to pick which one's better, but I'm just gonna put them ties, because whatever. But then again, 3 has the Grim Reaper, so I guess 3 wins. Grim Reaper. It's over. Boom. Alright, and then we got my first runner-up. This was really hard between my number 1 and this. And my first runner-up is Kingdom Hearts 2. So, in my list, spoiler alert, if you're going to watch my top 51 best games of all time, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a better game to me than Resident Evil 4, because I love Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 that much. But as far as like Game of the Year, I feel like Resident Evil 4 deserves it more, because Kingdom Hearts 2 is just an expansion of Kingdom Hearts 1. They added a few more mechanics to it, don't get me wrong, but Resident Evil 4 like totally revolutionized Resident Evil for the better, and I give mad respect for that. So obviously Resident Evil 4 is my number 1. But yeah, that one could go back or forth. I would highly recommend people to play Resident Evil 4 over Kingdom Hearts 2, because in order to play Kingdom Hearts 2, you have to play the first one. But with Resident Evil 4, you don't even have to play the first 3 at all. You can start with 4. That's what I mean. Resident Evil 4 is such a phenomenal game. It's the perfect pizza. I love Resident Evil 4. So actually, I'll just put Resident Evil 4 my 3rd best game of all time. Sorry, Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm sorry. Resident Evil 4 is too good. Anyways, let's get... Oh, actually, we're gonna end the video here. Probably a long-ass video. Sorry if it bored you to death. Trying my best, commentating, and I think I'm doing good. I'm doing all this in one day, so let's go, boys! And then we're gonna go to 2006 in my next video. Stay classy, always eat your pizza. And this video that you're seeing right now, I think this really is my golden year of gaming. 2000 2005, I freaking love all 6 of these years. I love it so much. Yeah, look, 2001, 2003, 2004, 2005. Yeah, 6 years. I love these 6 years. And guess what? 6 is my favorite number. Woohoo! Okay, stay classy and always eat your pizza. Boom, 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 chocolate.